Hi, I'm Chantel. That's Heather, and we're Book Wild.
So today we are playing our Chutes and Ladders TBR game for the month of September. We both finished our TBRs for August, so we don't have any penalties, but we have decided that we are going to be adding a fourth roll every month just because three wasn't a lot and we were finishing it no problem, no question. So we're going to be making it a little more challenging for ourselves. Just a little. Okay, so Chantel is first, and she is currently on 27. And I am currently on 60.
Okay, rule number one. I got a one.
Oh no, that's good.
Yeah. Which brings me to what's your favorite color?
So this prompt means that whatever your favorite color is, you choose a book with the cover of that color. What's your favorite color?
I don't have one. It depends. It depends on my mood. Like all growing up, when I was little, it was pink. And then when I was trying to be cool, it was blue. I never really ever liked blue. And now I think it's white.
Okay, choose white.
Okay. I'll find something. So for this pick, I'm gonna go with Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. I don't know how to say that. But tune into our August wrap up to see why I want to read this next.
First, why do I keep doing that? Like, roll.
I don't know, but I did it in this one. I think because you did it in the last one.
I don't know. Okay, first roll. I also got a 1. So I go up to 61, and then I have to slide down to 59, which is an LGBTQIA plus author. For this prompt, I'm choosing The Poppy Wharf by R.F. Kuang. I think she recently came out as bi in June during Pride Month. So I have been wanting to read this for a while. I got this for my birthday in June. So this is about a girl named Ren who's like a war orphan. She studies really hard and goes to school to be like in the military or an assassin or something like that. But it's supposed to be really, really good. So I'm really excited to pick this up in September.
Okay. Roll number 2. 6.
Ooh. All right.
So, I need to go. So,
Chantel.
no, am I going down? Hold
No.
on. 4.
You're going up.
I'm so close to you.
I'm going to be so pissed if you win.
So I got 57, which is New Kid on the Block. I don't know what that means.
So New Kid on the Block is the newest book that you've bought or acquired.
For this pick, I'm going to go with Normal People by Sally Rooney. I had heard about this a bit, but I was convinced to read this by Lexi, and her YouTube channel is Alexandra Roslin. She talked about this, I think, during the reading rush, and I basically went out and picked it up instantly, and I'm really excited. I think this is about 2 people who are trying to fall in love, and just life getting in the way and being hard. So I'm excited for that one. Catching up. I see you.
Competitive. Okay. So second roll. If I get a 2, I'm going to be pissed because I'm going to end up on the same 6. Sorry. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Okay, so I'm on 65, which is Who Runs the World? Girls. So that is a book with like a female protagonist. For this prompt, I'm going with the sequel of the Nevermore series, Wondersmith: The Calling of Morrigan Crow. I have not read the first one yet, but I'm actually reading it this week for the Scallywagathon, and I know I'm going to probably want to pick this up. I think it'll be a quick read. It's middle grade. It's about a young girl who has magic that she doesn't know about. I think we'll see, but I have heard that it gives people Harry Potter vibes in the sense of like magic and coming of age and friendship, and I'm so excited to read the second without even having read the first. So hopefully these live up to my expectations.
Oh, my turn. Number 3. I got a 1. Which,
Set in the forest. Okay. Okay. For this prompt, I'm going to go with Every Heart a Doorway by Shannon McGuire. I don't know if this is set in a forest. I think it is. There's a forest on the cover. I'm going to go with it. But this is a series of short stories that follow children who have come back from other worlds like Wonderland or Narnia, and they come back and they're living in our world and they just want to go back to their world. I've also heard this is also like a murder mystery, which is interesting, and it's super short. I do have the next couple in the series, so I have been wanting to pick them up for a while and I just haven't. So I'm excited for this, and I love short stories, and that's one thing I've been wanting to read more of is like novellas and short stories. So definitely interested in this one. Also, we're like coming up on the spookier months of the year, so I feel like this will be a nice transition.
Roll 3. 1.
how?
All right, so I got 66. Finish a DNF.
Your face when you saw that.
So for a DNF, I actually don't really DNF books. If I stop reading a book, generally I will come back to it later, but the last book that I have DNF'd was Red Seas Under Red Skies by Scott Lynch. I've actually read this before. It's the second book in the Gentleman Bastard series. So it's a reread for me, but Chantel and I were reading it together, and I got like halfway through and then just stopped because I was picking up other things. So I will be reading this. When we first started BookTube, we did like a weekend readathon to kick off BookTube, but we didn't know what we were doing. Like, I had way high expectations. It was just ridiculous. So I don't know if we're ever going to post that video, but if we do, I only made it halfway through this.
Number 4. 4. 1.
So I got a 4 and I landed on 62, which is romance. So for this last pick, I'm going to go with
I love this song.
for this pick, I'm going to go with Beach Read. It is the only romance I currently have on my shelves. Spoiler alert, I did not pick this up in August for my mood read, but if you tune into our wrap-up to see what I did pick up instead, I am still really excited to get to this. I do want to pick it up, so I'm glad to have it.
All right, roll 4. I'm hoping for a 4. 5. Okay, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I landed on 71. I have to go down to 63. So now I'm only 1 ahead of Chantel. And this is Eyes Closed, which is to touch the first book that you touch with your eyes closed. So this is funny because this was actually a Reading Rush prompt, but I created this before the Reading Rush. So that's funny that we had the same. Okay, let me get. Hey, Bri, will you come help me now? I am having I have a lot of books that I've picked that have all won awards for something. And the reason that I'm doing that, you will see in a future series that Chantel and I are putting together. But I'm going to have my boyfriend shuffle them up, and then I am going to read the first one I touch.
How are we doing this?
So you shuffle them up. I'm going to close my eyes.
Looking.
I'm not looking. My eyes are closed.
All right. No.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to be reading The Corrections by, thank you, Jonathan Franzen. Yes. Thanks. This was a Pulitzer Prize finalist, a #1 national bestseller, like all the prizes. I think it's like a family drama. Look at this like little Thanksgiving meal. But the little blurb is, you will laugh, wince, groan, weep, leave the table and maybe the country, promise never to go home again, and be reminded of why you read serious fiction in the first place. So,
Very serious.
yeah. The final standing for this month is amazingly, it has been brought down to just one.
We are back, and it's a little bit later because directly after we finished filming our September Chutes and Ladders TBR, we saw that Becca posted her announcement for the Bookoplathon, which Heather and I are so excited to do. So we're popping back in now and adding this TBR game to our September TBR picks for the month. We are going to do it the way that Becca plays her game. So we're going to each roll 5 times. And if there are doubles, we are including doubles. I may come back, or we may come back to kick me for that. So I hope the board is nice to us, and we are really excited.
We are allowing ourselves to double up on our TBR picks from our Chutes and Ladders game with a cap of 3 double ups. So we at least want to be adding at least 2 new books, potentially 5 from this game. I also have my chance cards here, and Chantel has her chance cards over there, and then I have our community chest as well. So we're kind of doing this on the fly. We didn't print out the board or anything, but we're making do. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I have my 2 6-sided dice, and roll number 1, I got a 5. Translated text. For this prompt, I'm going to go with The Angel's Game by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This is the prequel to the Cemetery of Forgotten Books series, which is The Shadow of the Wind. So it's a prequel to The Shadow of the Wind. I read that earlier this year. I don't even remember what month that was in. And I absolutely loved it. Heather highly, highly recommended it to me, and it was everything she said it was going to be. So I'm really excited to continue on. I know Heather has been reading these books. I think you just read them last month or the month before?
Yes, last month.
And I really want to get to them. So that will be my first pick.
All right. Math is hard. 6, 7, 8. Okay, I have a 9. I have a light cover. Okay. So I'm going to be double dipping from our earlier TBR game, and for my light cover, I'm choosing The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I will not be talking about this because I literally just talked about this in the earlier video, but that is my first double dip.
Hey. Okay, number 2. I got a 7, which is ebook or audiobook. I
Nice.
could
That's a good one for you.
I'm very, very happy about that. So for audiobook, I am going to get Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett from the library. So this, I haven't heard too much about this, but it was available at my library, and I just kind of added it to my wish list. So it was blurbed by Brandon Sanderson as the exciting beginning of a promising new epic fantasy series. Prepare for ancient mysteries, innovative magic, and heart-pounding heists. So that sounds really good to me.
It does sound really good. Sounds good to me too. All right, so second roll. 11. Ooh, Becca Rec.
Ooh.
For my Becca Rec, I went onto her Goodreads and I looked at the books that she's read over the past years and what she gave 5 stars. And one of the ones that I have been wanting to read is Brandon Sanderson, Mistborn. This is the first book in the Mistborn trilogy. I actually don't really know much about what it's about, but I love Brandon Sanderson's writing. I know that he's really great at world building and magic building. This was not the book that I was expecting to take away from my Becca Rex, but I'm really happy. Third roll.
I got a 5. What is this?
Oh, Kitty Shell. Is this one of my cards, or is this one of the cards that you the prompts?
This is a prompt.
Okay.
Okay, so I have the community shelf, whatever this is called, right here. I made prompts earlier. They're all kind of sticking together. And I'm going to pull one for Chantel. Okay, so... Oh, okay. So this is random letter generator. This might be backwards in the thing. But so this is where you do like a random number or letter generator, and then whatever letter pops up, like if M pops up, then you find a book with an author whose name starts with M.
Okay. All right. So I have the letter generator up. Z. I got a Z. Oh, can you?
Two.
Let's see if I have a Z. So for this prompt, I got the letter Z, and the only author I have left, whose name begins with Z, is Sarah Czar, and this is Story of a Girl. I don't remember what this was about. I picked this up years ago. I think it's a contemporary, hard-hitting YA, and yeah, it's now a Lifetime movie, if that says anything, which I think it does.
Third roll. I have a 10. Man.
Ooh, 5-star.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. So now that our library is reopened after like the pandemic and stuff, I rely so heavily on the library. And so I went on a library like request binge. Like I have like 20 books requested from the library, and I'm picking them all. I don't know like where I'm gonna have time to read all of these. I was just so excited. But my 5-star prediction is coming from this like haul. I haven't picked it up yet, but I'm going to be reading Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. I have not heard, I don't think, any bad things about this book. Have you read this?
I haven't, but I've heard such good things, and I do know a little bit about what this is about. Usually, like, when I hear anything about a book that's really hyped, I will, like, close out of the video or, like, skip past because I don't actually want to know what it's about. If it's, like, super hyped, that's kind of enough for me. I do know a little bit about what this one is, and I'm super interested.
Yeah, it's like a mystical murder mystery, right? Or something. And that's like, I love that. Also, so a student that I used to work with who watches our channel we've been like he's been watching and like he's been picking up books that I've recommended, and he recommended this book to me, said he really loved it. So I think that from him, his recommendation, as well as like all of the other amazing things that I've heard, that I will love this book. Oh shit, I got a double. I forgot that we were doing that. Oh, man. Shoot. Okay, so I belatedly realized that I rolled doubles. 2 5s. So I'm going to roll for my 4th out of 6th time. Because that, right? Math is so hard. Fuck.
Stop. You got another double.
Okay, so
What happened to me?
I rolled a 2. So now I'm on set in the present. So for this book, Chantel is going to be so happy because I'm choosing My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. She recently read this during the month of August and is like, I need you to read this. We have to talk about this. I need you to read this. So I will put that on one of my first priorities for the month of September. So you can talk about it.
I'm so excited.
Okay, so I'm going to roll again for my 5th out of 7 things. Okay, so I have an 8. Okay, so that's randomize your TBR. Okay, so let me pull up my Goodreads. Okay, so I randomized, and the first book that comes up is Papillon by Henry Charrier. I don't know how to pronounce it. I am so sorry, but it's Papillon by Henry Charrier. I don't know. I can't speak French. I don't know.
Beautiful cover.
It's about a man who has a butterfly. So this is the French word for butterfly, and he has a butterfly tattooed on his chest. He was convicted in Paris in 1931 of a murder he didn't commit. He's sentenced to life imprisonment, and he becomes obsessed with escaping. Then he tries and he fails, and he's sent to a notorious prison on Devil's Island, a place from which no one had ever escaped until him. His flight to freedom remains one of the most incredible feats of human cunning, will, and endurance ever undertaken. So this is an autobiography that was published in France in 1968, more than 20 years after his escape. And I don't know, I'm just like so intrigued. And this came on my radar because I'm working my way through a bunch of different, like, you have to read this before you die lists. And I was like, okay. And I love the cover. And I just haven't, it like hasn't popped up. So I'm so excited that I was randomly generated this. I'm very grateful.
I hope that you love that book and then want me to read it because that sounds so good. Like I want to borrow that.
I love, but like my favorite books, Count of Monte Cristo, Man in the Iron Mask, like The Angel's Game, just like people who are wrongly imprisoned but use the time to like, I don't know,
Outsmart, outwit, like
yeah, and like, I don't know, I just love it, and I'm so excited to read this.
I got a 10, a 6 and a 4.
Okay. Water on the cover.
Okay. For this one, I might be cheating a little bit. I'm not sure. I guess you guys can be the judge of that. So the prompt, as you saw, was water on the cover. Now, if you look very, very closely, there's a water bottle just there. And I'm going to assume that there's water in that bottle. And so I think this counts.
Who's the author?
Oh, and this is Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett. So this is a young adult contemporary novel. I don't know what it's about. I kind of want to just find out when I read it. But I have read Jen Bennett before. I read Alex approximately a couple years ago, and it was just a really fun contemporary young adult, just like kind of an easy read, and I thought it was so sweet and loved it. So I've been wanting to pick this up since.
So this is my 6th, second to last roll. fucking kidding me?
I wanted that to be me. Also, there's half a dog in this video. Oliver, doesn't he look kind of like a Thanksgiving turkey with like?
He does, yes. Oliver. Okay, so that is not my second to last. It's my third to last. No, it's my. I don't even want to say because then I'm gonna jinx myself. Ooh, I have a community shelf.
Hey.
Hey. And then I'll go again. Yeah. Man, this is a pain in my tuchus. Oh, keep on keeping on. Next book in a series. Okay. So I recently have read the first and second volumes of Saga. So for this, I'm going to continue on with the series. I have the third and fourth, and I actually have the fifth and the sixth on the way from the library, but for this month, I'm committing just to the third. I don't know where the story is going from here. Obviously, I haven't read it. I get doubles again. Hi, Beck.
She's being needy.
Whew. Okay, I got a 10, a 6, and a 4. Ooh, okay. Ebook or audiobook?
No, Ladybug, you can't. Ebook or audiobook?
So I'm excited about this. I had an Audible credit like waiting around for me, and I didn't know what I wanted to use now that the library's open and I have more access to like a wider range of books. But I'm so excited because I put this book on hold from the library like for a physical book, and I'm like the 30th person in line. So I will be reading Mexican Gothic or listening to Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. It's like a gothic horror story about a haunted house in Mexico, and there's this like sultry woman. I've seen like so many people talking about it, and I cannot wait to listen to it, especially because we're like starting to get into the spookier season. So I can't wait to read it, listen to it.
So this will be my last roll if I don't get a double. I kind of want a double again. Actually, I'm not mocking you when I say that. I really wanted to get like a bunch of books. 7, not doubles.
What?
In the future is what I landed on.
Okay.
For this pick, I'm going to go with Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. This is the sequel to Scythe, which I read, I think, in February. I read it earlier this year. It is a dystopian utopia set in the future where mankind has conquered death. People don't. This is talked about everywhere on YouTube, and it is like what I've heard. Mankind has conquered death. People don't die naturally anymore. There's no car accidents. You don't die from old age. There's no disease. So there are scythes who are people selected within the society, specifically picked and trained to kill, to keep the population down because it still is set on Earth and we still have limited resources. So I thought it was really, really good. I wasn't dying to continue on with the next story, but I did really like it. What?
You aren't dying?
Oh. Over my head. I wasn't dying to get to the next one. But I did really like it, and I do want to continue with the series. And I have this one as well as The Toll, which I think is the finale. So I'm excited to pick this up. Also, I think I mentioned in our mid-year book freakout tag a couple months ago that I've started quite a few series in the last couple of years that I've not continued with, so I kind of want to wrap those up. So this will help.
My 8th roll.
Stop.
Are you kidding me? Ugh. All right. Okay, so 8. Becca Rec. So this is a double up. Again, I went to Becca's Goodreads and I looked at her 5-star predictions. This is my second double up of the game, but I'll be reading the second Nevermore book, Wondersmith, The Calling of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. All right,
Yeah.
my 4th extra roll. Okay, I got a 4, 3, and a 1. Oh, a sequel.
You have 2 sequels.
Yes, that's good. That's good for me. I like that. My last and final 9th roll. I am doubling up for this one too because this is crazy, all of the doubles that I've been getting. But for my sequel, I'm going to read Red Seas Under Red Skies, which I've also chosen for our TBR game. So I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway. So I have 4 extra books than you. What the heck? Okay, so these are the books that we will be reading in the month of September for our Chutes and Ladders TBR game, as well as Becca's Bookoplathon. And we will, of course, leave a link to her video describing the Bookoplathon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye.